Guys, how's it going? Today is Monday, January 16th, 2022. So if you're new to the channel, my name's Trenton. I'm the Pennsylvania Dairyman. In this video here, I want to do some work on our chisel plow. We have a wheel rich. It's a 9-shank chisel plow. It's got some pins in the hitch of it, and on the wheels where the arms come up there, and there's pins that fasten the arm that comes from the wheel to the chisel plow. I'll get the 2294 out of the shed here, go up, hook it up. I gotta move a gravity wagon first and the John Deere disc. They're both in the road, unfortunately, so I'll just take the 2294 up, take a pin with me, and I can get them moved and get this chisel plow brought down here. It's pretty warm today for January, probably in the 40s, close to 50. Place up here is looking like a used equipment lot. Got a stock chopper there, harrow, hay rake, hay tedder, chisel plow, disc, gravity wagon, cultipacker, another disc. We don't have enough room to keep all this equipment inside. It would be nice. Paint would look a lot nicer on it if we could keep it inside, but unfortunately we don't have the shed space, so it just sits up here in this field where we put the inline wrap bales. If you remember when we were chopping corn silage, I moved this wagon up here. It was sitting down there by the barn, hooked to the 5140, and brought it up here. Well, here I am moving it again. I thought it'd be a good place to park it there, but nope, we need the chisel plow before we need the wagon. We don't use these wagons anymore. Only 2 of the 3's used. We used to fill these with ear corn when we still picked ear corn and filled the cribs. 3 of them. There's a nicer Kilbros. It's pretty new, sitting in the barn. We just use it in case we get extra cow feed that don't fit in the bin. We just put it in there and then we'll put it in the mixer. And then the other wagon, I think it's a Kilbros too. It's off the heifer farm. We put high moisture corn in there, so this is the only wagon that doesn't get used. You can probably see why. It's not in the greatest shape. That's not good. We got a fuel leak there at the injector pump. This disc here is 16-foot John Deere's 310. It was a nice disc at one time, but it's just wore out and it just doesn't do a very good job of leveling out and stuff. So we had gotten the Kraus disc over here, the 18-footer, to replace this. Wanted to trade this in as well on that disc, but they had to have a permit of some sort to haul this down the road, and it was just gonna cost more than what it was worth to do so. So it ended up staying here. I believe they needed the permit because the disc was, wider. Couldn't put it on the trailer and haul it down because it would stick out over each side. Compared to the disc that would fold up, they could haul that. There's no need to hook any hoses up to move this thing because it's blocked up. So all I had to do is put the pin in it and take the jack off. I'll just probably move it straight ahead a little bit just to give me enough room to hook that chisel plow up. Finally got these 4 ways to work on this tractor. I think it was like 3 videos back I had put them on here, and then I had some trouble with them. Actually, I had hooked the wrong wire up. I got wires mixed up in there somehow, and it was a wire for the speaker, and I cut it and put an end on it, hooked it up to the light, and the light didn't work. Wonder why. I got the right wire hooked up, it was fine until it blowed the fuse, and I think I found the problem. I took the roof off and got down in that way because it was easier than taking the headliner out, and I found a couple bare wires up in there, thinking that's what was shorting it out, but I don't know for sure. I'll have to turn them on and show you guys as long as they work here and I move this disc. Well, they worked for a little while, and then they shorted out, blowed the fuse again. So that's just fine and dandy. Well, that was more simple than I thought it would be. I got the pin out and it's pretty warped. So it is. I actually had the skid loader back here holding the wheel and then jacked the front up. I actually put pressure up here and I didn't realize it. And the cylinder held the front end up. And I just put the jack in the back corner because this thing here was cocked. So this one here on the left is a new pin and this one here on the right is an old one. There's quite a bit of difference there. Chisel Plow's got quite a few acres on it, so it's no shame for it to be wore out. I just need to get some roll pins to pound in each side of that pin there. What I did was put the jack on the back of their axle and then use the hydraulics in the tractor, the cylinder there, to move it around. Then I was able to move it by hand to get it lined up, pound the pin in, and we're good. The roll pin on the inside is up in this here groove that's welded. In order to do that, I have to grind all this slag off from just the pin wear, and it's got this egged out and the metal's just kind of pushed down in here, so I have to clean that up. It won't allow the roll pin to get back against there, and it won't go in straight through the other pin. Got this ground off here. Actually took a chisel, chiseled a bunch of it away, and then grounded it. So this roll pin here has got to go up in here, and then that'll keep this pin here from turning, and then it'll pivot on that. We'll have to keep it greased. Hey guys, this is Wednesday here now. I filmed last on Monday, had to milk yesterday afternoon after school. I milk Tuesday and Thursday afternoon, and then all the milking's on the weekend. Dad and I take care of it. So plan is to try to get that other pin changed out on the opposite side on the Chisel Plow here. Dad was working on the 2294 and put a new primer on it. Well, it's not new, but new to this tractor. It's off of one of the 90 series, but I think this whole unit here was replaced on one of them, so you just screwed it off of there, put it on here. It's just in a different color, but hey, it works. That fixes that problem, but we still got the light problem with this thing, so I don't even know where to start with that because I'm not very good with that kind of stuff. So I'll hop in, raise her up, I'll pull it down there to the out from the shop there and try to take that other pin out of there. That went pretty decent. I had to get that roll pin, it would not come down through or go up through, so take a grinder, cut it off. Then I had trouble with it. Must have been like a wicker there from the roll pin, it didn't want to get through, so ground that pin down the whole way around there good. Give her a couple good smacks, come right out, new one went right back in, so it's pretty good. I want to try to get the one replaced in the hitch here. Should be the easiest out of all of them. chisel plow done, so I decided just to bring it up here on the hill and unhook it. It's got to get greased, and I believe it's got to get new shovels put on the shanks back there because they're getting pretty wore down. But that's for another day. Just wanted to park it up here and get it out of the road. I want to change the oil in this 2090 here today, the engine oil, so I'll hop in her, get her fired up, get the oil warmed up a little bit so it drains out easier, and then we can go ahead and change it. Got the oil drained out, old filters off, new filters on, drain plug is back in the tractor now, and I'm putting new oil in. We always run 15W40 in all of our diesel engines to dried in oil, the red bucket stuff. Last year we'd gotten those big drums of oil, hydraulic and 1540, but we just had a 5-gallon bucket here that I'm using. It's not as nice lifting that big heavy bucket up into the tractor. Also got to put a 1/2 gallon of this Lucas Oil stabilizer in here. It just extends the life of the engine, stops dry starts and all different kinds of stuff. The tractor was overhauled a couple years ago, about 11,000 some hours. There's like 12 on it now. Stuff's pretty thick, and whenever it's cold like this, it takes a while to go in, so it's really fun stuff to deal with. I put about a gallon of the 1540 in. Now I'm gonna put this 1/2 gallon of stuff in and then fill the engine up the rest of the way with the 1540. It holds roughly 5 gallon, and then with the filter it's probably a little bit more, and then this stuff, so I'll have to check once I get almost 5 gallon in the tractor, see where I'm at. I'll have to start it up and fill the filter up and then recheck, make sure it's full. Whenever we service the tractors, we do a full-on service on them, do an engine oil change, and then the fuel filters, we change them as well, and also the transmission filters. It just makes sense for us to do it all. Yeah, it costs money, but yet it should extend the life of the tractor. It gets quite a few hours on it, sitting on the mixer, running a lot, so that engine's working hard along with the power takeoff. We actually had the power takeoff out of this tractor because it was giving trouble. It was breaking shear bolts on the mixer, and we thought the clutches were going out, and sometimes whenever that happens, it'll turn on too fast and turn on slow and that kind of stuff. When it turns on too fast, it's just too much of a jolt all at once to start the mixer up, and it'll just break the shear bolt there on the power takeoff shaft. My dad had pulled it out, couldn't find anything wrong with it, so we're gonna have to figure out what's causing the tractor to break shear bolts. I went through a night last week and changed the transmission filters on this thing. You just gotta take this cover off here, and then there's canister type filters too. I'm sliding the tractor.